Welcome everyone to Caleb Watches Movies, the channel where I, Caleb, randomly select from one of the many movies that I own and I watch and review them for you, except for special days like today when I'm presented with a nice little passion project that is solely for raising money for a special charity that I absolutely believe in, and that is a little project called Project Justice League. It's a 20-minute stop animated comic book motion picture about what the proposed Justice League 2 and 3 films that were going to be directed by Zack Snyder were going to be eventually, before Warner Brothers got cold feet and decided to just not do the Snyderverse thing at all and try to go their own way. Hasn't been that successful for them, so there's been this huge wave of fans trying to get the whole Snyderverse reinstored, especially with the release of Zack Snyder's original cut of Justice League that came out on HBO Max last year. Now, for those of you that have been following my channel, you know I'm a big DC guy. I have Batman and Superman tattooed on my forearms. I have a quote from the Zack Snyder's Justice League film recently tattooed on my forearm in my wife's handwriting. The movie means a lot to me. And to know that there was such a juicy, tender, wonderful story that would have continued this universe with Justice League 2 and potentially Justice League 3 is so frustrating. To know that the ideas and the things were in place only for someone in the executive CEO area to say, no, let's not. In fact, let's just try to blow up Justice League altogether. Let's bring in Joss Whedon, who is a real stand-up guy from the Avengers film, and let's just have him try to make the movie into Avengers 2.0. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Joss, you can't go over 2 hours because ticket sales and things. Go! It's been a hard road. It's been a hard road for the Snyder Cut community and the fans of this universe and Zack Snyder wanting to see him complete his trilogy. And some of the biggest nerds out there of Zack Snyder and of Zack Snyder's Justice League trying to restore the Snyderverse single-handedly are the operators of the 4Nerds Network on YouTube. Nicotina from the channel reached out to me asking me to see if I wanted to come on their show a couple of times, which I agreed to, and is trying to push and advertise this love project for the Snyderverse to everyone, see who could review it, just see who can view it in general, and see how much money they can raise for AFSP. That's the great thing about this project, is that it's not for profit, no one's making any money off it other than the charity, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. For those of you who don't know the story as to why Zack Snyder left Justice League when it was originally filming was, one, he couldn't take the CEOs of Warner Brothers anymore, but two, he actually lost his daughter to suicide during post-production and he couldn't continue. Which I can't even imagine going through something like that. Yeah, I would probably make the same decision. You know, movies, whatever, that's not important. What's important is being with your family and your loved ones during such a tragic event and having you process your grief your own way. That's the most important thing. And really, it's been the main driving force behind the Release the Snyder Cut movement and now the Restore the Snyderverse movement is raising money and raising funds for American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month. It's very important for you to take time for yourself, to check in, to take time to recharge this and recharge your batteries, and for you to realize that yes, when the world seems dark and everything is closing in around you, you are not broken and you are not alone. So Nicotina and the 4Nerds Network asked me to review this special little project of theirs, and anything with a great little message and great charitable aspirations behind it, yeah, I'm definitely going to support it in any way, shape, or form. And quite frankly, I love watching this thing. When I was a kid, like a young kid, learning how to read and being told all these grim fairy tales, we had I think it's called the Green Book, or like the Green Book series, the brand or whatever, of like Little Red Riding Hood and Humpty Dumpty, Hansel and Gretel, and all of these grim fairy tale things. Well, when my parents got them, they came with a VHS tape of the book itself, so I would be reading it as it would go along, and the VHS tape would be playing in the background, and you would see the same illustrations appear on the TV, kind of moving a little bit, not like it's animation at all, but it's kind of like, oh, we have little transparent arts that's kind of moving along, and we're zooming in on them, and we have voice actors voicing the dialogue and voicing the story. That's basically what we're getting here. It's the Golden Book series of Restore the Snyderverse. Yeah, and I know they were trying to get this project done last year, and then it went away for a while. I think they were just trying to get things right, get the right people, get the rights to the right songs that they're trying to use for this thing, and get the art exactly right, and I think this thing is very impressive. Project Justice League is directed by Andre Fernandez, and is starring the voices of Geraldo Cortez, Richard Citrone, Scott Fowler, Matt Dubé, Marty Dushman, Dave Avery, Megan Laux, Ali Brooks, Dawson Wedrich, Anthony Sherfield, with art by Ryan Dubé, colorist Mariano de Venezia, visual effects supervisor Luis Bedregal Vega, sound mixing and engineering by Ilif, and using signature tracks from Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, written by Hans Zimmer, Junkie XL, and Rupert Gregson Williams. I wanted to make sure everyone got in there because they all deserve to have their names said in a review, because they should all be freaking proud of themselves. Now, for those of you that don't know or aren't hardcore Snyder Cut or Restore the Snyderverse fans, or at least try to stay away from the toxic side of those hashtags, and yes, there is the toxic side of those hashtags and those movements, the 4Nerds Network, all of the people involved in this are always on the good side of that movement. So this is a nice thing that's going on. But for those of you that don't follow this movement, right before Zack Snyder's Justice League came out on HBO Max last year, about a month before, they had released, I guess, leaks of someone taking a picture of an exhibit of the whole Snyderverse and costumes and things like that. And they had storyboards with little tiny pieces of art done by Jim Lee. And it was the bullet points, it was the outline that Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio had for Justice League 2 and potentially Justice League 3 if they deemed a third one would be necessary. And every once in a while I go back and read those things and I go, God, this would have been so great. This would have been so amazing. They were intentionally doing a different thing that Marvel was doing, which is what you have to do. Marvel was off making millions and making billions doing what they were doing. DC needed to do something different. That's what Zack Snyder was trying to do, except Warner Brothers CEO were like, no, we want Avengers. We want the MCU just with our DC. So I know what you're trying to do, but we don't like it, Zack Snyder. We want the Avengers. Give us Joss Whedon. What it boils down to is that Warner Brothers never really wanted Zack Snyder to do the whole DCEU at all, but because Christopher Nolan, who was coming off of the Dark Knight trilogy, he was the big man, the big name on campus, he selected Zack Snyder himself, saying, this is the guy, you should go with him. And Warner Brothers was like, don't you want to do it, Nolan? Please? You don't? Okay. Go on, Zack, you can do it. Fine. But these storyboards were all his idea, and it sounds epic, it sounds amazing, it has great furthering and developing of these characters from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we would have gotten to see the little teases that we got in Batman v Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League pay off in a big way. Because that came out last year on HBO Max, we don't have a resolution to the whole Snyderverse yet, and it's just like, I want it, and this is like the closest thing that we've gotten so far. The League is united at first, but yet they're still a little divided. Arthur's off trying to unite all the 7 Water Kingdoms. Diana's trying to get back home to Themyscira. Barry Allen and Cyborg are trying to free Mr. Allen from jail. Bruce impregnated Lois Lane, so, you know, things like that happen. And we get to see Lex Luthor form the Injustice League with Captain Cold, Black Manta, and Orm from Aquaman, and Dr. Moreau for Wonder Woman, getting the anti-life equation. All of a sudden Darkseid comes in, like, ooh, thank you very much, I will take the anti-life equation, ha! Kills Lois, turns Superman, and all of a sudden we get to Mad Max Fury Road in Justice League. I will be honest though, I didn't know that this was going to be a 2-parter, so when we get to the end, we get to the little cliffhanger, and this thing stops, I'll be honest, I was a little annoyed. Only annoyed because I wanted this thing to keep going, and I know where it goes, and I wanted to see that in animation form. So just, I have to wait more. I have to wait for the summer for part 2. Oh, come on! But I'll put this out here right now. If you want to use my voice for any of these characters that you're trying to animate in part 2, I'm there for you. This is like a lot of fun. I would be definitely happy to help. Can my subscribers get the hashtag Get Caleb on Project Justice League going? That's a long-ass hashtag. We'll create something different, but let's do it. The artistry, the animation here looks crisp. It looks clean. It looks like a lot of great like promotion art that Warner Brothers could have used to promote Justice League 2 and 3. The opening little shot of the original 6 Justice League members looks amazing. And then taking inspiration from the little Jim Lee pieces of art that we got from the original clipboards that were leaked online, like Wonder Woman, who's the god of war, stabbing Superman. That was awesome. Superman punching Darkseid, which is the battle that we all want to see. Then also seeing the death of Lois Lane. It's tragic. We saw a little glimpse of it in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, it's enough to turn this guy, and I just love watching this thing. I could keep on going watching this thing. It's a lot easier watching this as opposed to going back and every once in a while reading through and reading all of the little screenshots of whoever was taking the picture of those clipboards. This is much easier. There was one thing that was a little weird, and I don't know if it was just completely missed or if they were just like, let's get this out, we're just tired of it, let's just do it. When they were talking about the Riddler and how he has this long, unkept, scraggly beard, they show the animation, and it's the Riddler with like a 5 o'clock shadow. So it's like those things are not connecting at all. But I mean, it's a small little nitpick. The rest of this thing is great. I think this is a lot of fun. It's for a good cause. If any of you could go watch this, get this thing out there for other people to watch as well. Send it to your friends, send it to your family. Make a small donation to AFSP. It's right there on the YouTube channel. I've donated myself. Anything you can spare goes to a great cause in trying to help people realize that they're not alone in this world. I'm excited for part 2, and maybe this will be a nice little catalyst for Warner Brothers Discovery. Discovery now taking over Warner Brothers. Maybe they would check this out and go, you know, there is a solid story here. I don't know if there is enough with these storyboards to warrant a Justice League 2 and 3, but let me put this out there for all of you people in the Snyderverse community, the Snyder fans. How would you feel about maybe not getting Justice League 2 and 3, but just getting a sequel, Justice League 2, and having that be another 4-hour epic like Zack Snyder's Justice League was? How would you feel about that? That's kind of where I'm leaning. I don't think there's enough here to warrant a solid, long Justice League 2 and Justice League 3, but maybe combining them into one epic story. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And it would be very interesting to see what things Zack Snyder would change with these original ideas, because these boards that leaked online, these were done back in 2015 after Batman v Superman. Things have changed. The Joker's added to the Nightmare crew. It's no longer Deadshot, it's Deathstroke. So where does that dynamic fall? This short little animated feature just puts a smile on your face if you're a fan of the DCEU, if you're a fan of the Snyderverse, if you're a fan of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League. If you're a fan of any of those, you're going to enjoy this. You need to watch this, so go check it out. I'm going to give Project Justice League Part 1 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good.
So guys, if you've seen Project Justice League, what did you think about it? Please donate to AFSP on the YouTube channel for this project, and let me know what you think about my proposal about not doing Justice League 2 and 3, but doing a long 4-hour epic Justice League 2. Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you on the next time I release next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.